top of the game right now that don't think a young nigga could go that spot. Don't get too comfortable.
Doesn't last forever. Doesn't last forever.
Shoebox full of money, courtesy of the crack bone. Bagging 1,000 packs, trapping on my mama's back. Yeah, when it gotta take it, do what you gotta break it. Lost some homies, but I ain't expect us all to make it. When it rains, it pours, I never heard shit truer. Throwing money on them whores and do absurd shit to her. My hustle never falter, my paper never fail. So I don't take advice, ain't really nothing you can tell me. Rockin' got me shell shocked for profit, get them shells popped. You grinding for the kids, you putting mileage on them shell tops. Folks, you from the same Chinese store, all the L's got. Explain the game's cold, but the shell's hot. And niggas die for that paper that they touching. Bullet in they heart, fist full of dollars, they still clutching. Cause
doesn't last forever. Doesn't last forever. Doesn't last.
Rappers better learn to give me room when it's my turn. Oh, burn, baby, burn, I torch you. Niggas hopping out that cotton candy Porsche. Poppy sit you down, I porch you. Put it on Porsche, do what mama wasn't man enough to do. Stick a hanger in you niggas, abort ya. I ain't asking, I force ya. P-Town, we stay G'd down. Or should I say G'd up? Don't know better, read up. Was married to the game, but I knew what marriage was about now. Niggas get carried away and get carried out. I'm here. Good.
Peace, what's happening, world? It's the man, NFO Merc. That was the homie Greasy. Doesn't last forever. Think that it's fitting. Pardon me if my camera look a little slanted. I don't know what's going on with my stand. I'll figure it out later. I ain't got time for that, right? Peace, prosperity, blessings, hope, prayers. Let's get into it. Yeah, dough. You know what I'm saying? All right, today we're going to be talking about the Asian hate narrative that's been circling around, that's trending right now, Asian hate, right? So I'm going to try to go into it, try to take my time and go into it. I had to write down a few key components, all right? All right, now, there's some primary factors at play right here, and obviously, if they're calling it Asian, if we're going to call this problem Asian hate, then Asian is a category of race, so that's automatically going into race, right? Now, race is going to contain some active components. You're going to hear on the news. You're going to hear white on Asian, and you're going to hear Asian on white. Then you're going to hear black on Asian, and Asian on black, right? Black is in there also because they're going to use that narrative to sell a certain agenda. Okay, to hide the hand, throw the rock. It's all the same tricks being played. The one people always saying, "Oh, how come the Asian hate is like riding on the black hate, or the black this, or gay this, or anything that happened to another group of people?" The BLM would adopt that and move forward with that also, because the one thing that is common is the hate, and the hate looks the same. It's the same hate. You see what I'm saying? The love is different because love will be for culture. And then culture will be you owning your own individuality, your own essence, your own everything that sustains you. But when you are trying to integrate into a land, and this land has its own standards, its own laws, its own everything that's being pumped in front of you every day. So now you're second, third generation Asian. You don't have the same traditional morals and standpoints and viewpoints as your granddaddy has, because you've been in this land and things have been different. They have they just moved it. And because of that, you fell asleep, and it doesn't last forever. You gotta wake up, and when you wake up, you see what's going on. Now, there are two factors going on here. Like I said, there's the playing field in America, and there's the playing field in Asia, where Asian is the dominant. When Asia supremacy, see, Asian hate is over here, where there's white supremacy. You're never going to hear white hate because they're always in the supreme seat. They're always the one kicking and punching, shooting, bombing, raping, pillaging, exploiting. That's their forte. Right? But then when you have that same privilege to do that, you would do the same thing, right? You would exploit, you would hurt, you would shelf and put in place and take the best stuff for you and leave the rest for whoever else. A short time before all this, there was a big trending thing going on all over the world with Chinese people abusing African people wherever they was at. So doesn't last forever. Let's not cry about it when it is what it is. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's at war. The people that don't know they at war are the ones that come up with these narratives. Oh, Black Lives Matter. Oh, stop the Asian hate. But people that know they at war already was conditioned to move a certain type of way, because they already know there's only one enemy. They only know there's one devil, and they know how he personifies himself. They know the suit and tie he like to wear. They know there's luxuries that he like to offer. He noticed that there's nothing he really has to offer other than money and in the promise to fame, which ties in to Hollywood, which sets the stereotype, which sets the social status for and the norms and the programming for the ignorant, right? So now you would have strong Asian people watching the stereotypical depiction of them via American TV, Hollywood. The news is also part of Hollywood. You understand what I'm saying? So you will watch this depiction, this programming on how we see Asians or how they see Asians, and then Asians will have to mimic or pretty much mimic that in order to get on the screen. The same thing that happened to us. Same thing happened to black. It's the same thing, the same devil, the same trick. So you understand what I'm saying too? They use Hollywood. They exploited us on Hollywood. It was black exploitation. We have the nanny, we have the pimp, we got the basketball, we got the football. We all here to entertain the establishment. The same thing with Asians. We got a fighter, we got a mathematician, we got a nerd, and they got the other one. They not as endowed as other males that share the earth with them. But then they over sexualize us. So you see what I'm saying? It's the same thing, And the one thing though that the Asians can't do is blame it on us. For one, don't let them trick you. We don't have the power to be racist. We have the power to be biased. But even with our biased power, the way the Asians has positioned themselves in the inner cities of America, black people in the urban areas where black people reside, they position themselves in all the stores that take care of a need or a want, a need or an addiction. And you see what I'm saying? And they put themselves there. And everything that's there doesn't really benefit the black people who are patronizing the store. And they know that because they got culture. They know different. They know not to eat and drink and do the things that they're selling to you. They don't wear fake nails. They don't wear fake hair. But yet they know you do. Yet they show you no mercy. Yet there's never a sale. Yet there's not a representative. Maybe one. They might be smart enough to get one person to help you with the store. But that person never touches the register. Notice that too. So if you think you got a job and you working with them folk and you ain't doing nothing, you a slave, bruh, or sis, or whoever it is you went campaigning for that. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, we had to stay focused. We have to stay focused and see what's going on. A few short years ago, it's probably still going on. The Asians was literally beating African people, kicking them in their head, kicking them out their houses, burning them up. The hate is the same. The hate is the same. Doesn't matter where it came from. Now, you're going to put the cameras on the hood in the Chinese stores and see where every once in a while a few radical black people might rob, murder, or whatever. That narrative is there. We can't deny that. That happened on the news. We can see it. We people going to jail behind this. We understand that. We get it. You know what I'm saying? But there's a tug of war going on in that right there. We're talking about somebody who has no rights to the land in which they're forced to live in versus someone who came and got more rights to that land. You can see how that could be aggravated because all you got to do to create a problem is set two people up and then set one up with more and then push it over. You understand what I'm saying? So now somebody's going to feel angry and somebody got to defend themselves upon that anger. And that's how the war goes on. And somebody is a group of people that made a religion, that made a way of life out of doing that, out of surviving out of that. It's a whole culture, a group of people that benefit from when two races go to war with one another. There's one group of people that benefit from this, that people that have made religions, have made ways to hide themselves and also benefit from all this quote unquote madness. You understand? Asian hate transfers into Asian fear. What is the white man afraid of? He's afraid of you having world domination because he's looking for world domination. He sees your numbers, he sees your product intake, he sees your resource intake, he sees your product output, he sees that where the money is going, he sees how you control and mimic your own stock market and even bled into their stock market. He understands that you are a force to be reckoned with, and you know that, you understand that, and you protect that via your culture, via your land, via your army. So when you get the I think I seen it recently. They made the news when after the Asian shooting happened. To somebody they made a post. I seen it somewhere. Who knows if it's true or not? These things, who knows? But they said that they got billions or millions of dollars in what we would quote Asian reparations for the Asian hate campaign. I even seen one where the it was the doorman. I might put the clip up there. Where the doorman was when a lady was walking in front of the door and she was apparently she was Asian. Somebody attacked her, vicious attack, kicking her. They pushed her down and kicked her a couple times. And the camera recorded from the inside the establishment that the two gentlemen was working in. It looked like they was African American. Couldn't really tell, but they were there and they came to the door and they closed the door. And I heard the two doormen were fired for not intervening for that right there. And I said, damn, that's deep. That you will fire the doormen for not intervening. These are doormen. Just like in the movies, the people that's easy to die be people like that, like librarians, accountants, doormen, like, you know what I mean? Mall cop, like, man, get the fuck out of my face. Like, you see what I'm saying? So you just watch this man beat these women. I'm not saying they weren't supposed to do nothing. I'm not saying nothing. But I don't think they deserve to lose their job. If we're going to keep that, if everybody's saying, yeah, they deserve to lose their job, Merc, you don't know what you're talking about, Asian lives matter. All right, I hear you. You got me. So now, Rodney King, Trayvon, I mean, anybody that's been recorded, that's been around, man, you in your own personal life then walk past, seeing somebody getting beat, assaulted by the police. Yours truly is video. There's court procedures. There's all types of stuff. This is the backdrop of America, bro. You understand what I'm saying? So, this stuff, when you're dealing with white on Asian hate, that's because they're dealing with the resources. That's $1 billion fight. That's armies. That's bombs bursting. That's everything. And then on the white man's, where he really gets most of his resources from, is that TV. So what is he? That's where Hollywood comes in at. Hollywood now sets the stereotype, and they back it up with money and fame. So now you will find quote unquote proud people trying to become an actor, and they realize how much they got to do to get to that position. You see what I'm saying? So then Asian, that's white on white. So now the Asian on white is on the same battlefield somewhere in Asia somewhere, and they know they war is economic warfare. They doing it via product and supply and demand, the numbers, the way they work, the way they see things, the way they cultivate their minds to do certain problems. Their culture is ingrained into maintaining as good footing on the earth. Understand? Good. Now, black on Asian, I can tell you now, that goes down into product distribution areas, hot spots, the hood, right? Where the people who are there like to buy trash. You understand what I'm saying to you? There are products being made by Americans and there's products being made by Asians. They're both considerably necessities, right? But when the savvy American wakes up, the Texan, he doesn't go and buy a Toyota truck. He buys an American made. Because he knows he ain't financing no yellow man. That's what he say, not my words, that's his word. You see what I'm saying? And they know that. Because they know that where that finances go, it go behind straight to the weapon. They know what it's doing. They know that money is a seed that finances a war if need be. Now, we don't have an army. We don't have a product. We don't have a resource. We don't have an identity. We are missing that. How do you know we're missing that? Because it's called black. That blackness is nothing. It's nothing yet to be claimed. So when you have Asian hate, there's a continent called Asia, bruh. It's a continent called Asia, bruh. That's backed up by people, bruh. That got their own worldview, their own language, their own diet, their own dialect, their own deities, they own everything. They are self-sustained. They don't have to play a political game. Their political game has already been established and and they come over here done off treaties and business incentives and all other kind of stuff. And this is why they are able to do it, because of their nationality. The white man does not see the Asian man as 3/5 of a man. That is not written down in the law book. That man part is about business. real business. That man part means you got an army behind you. We don't have that. We don't have that luxury. So because the hate look the same and we know how to sell some shit. You know, we know how to sell pain. We know how to sell luxury. We know how to sell all of it. And that's what makes people come and team up with us. Because who's more well-spoken than us? Who's more out there than us? Who cares more for the people than the actual God's people? You understand what I'm saying to you? So, now when we're looking at the white supremacy. Now this is the Achilles heel of white supremacy. I call it white fear, right? The fear of that you will be better than me because by DNA rights you are. So by other rights I have to fight this. This is what makes them demonic by essence. This is what makes them hold that part with pride. They do it. They don't mind. Trust me when I tell you that. You know what I mean? They don't mind, right? Because the white fear, it has no trust. Even within their own sector, they has no trust. And that's evident from county, county, city, whatever, state, or province, and it's like state, region, bang, bang, and it's like Senate, governor, mayor, whatever, and it's like state, federal, boom, it's police, feds, secret service, this and that, and it keeps going up because we gotta trust that you would do the right thing. But I know by the corruption of you, because I am your white brother, I know what you would do with absolute power. So I had to put a cap on that. Now who's at the end of all those caps? Who's really the free one? And that's really this problem. Where you'll get to solve some of these world problems. That these world problems are very beneficial to that shadow man. You understand what I'm saying? So white fear has no trust without fear. Within the white thing, they can't move without the fear that the black man will do this. They can't move without the fear, and then pumping that in, because now that's the only thing that I know that would stop my white brother from doing white shit to me. Because he's a rapist, he's a Viking, he is that, and that's in his blood. You understand what I'm saying? So it's almost everybody has a destructive nature. Every human has that. So as a group, we're automatically going to display that destructive nature. And I mean, there's also other natures that take place in that, and not we're going to own just a destructive nature. So when you see this destructive nature being used in a healthy way for them, they try to make sure that they use, hey man, once you got all that hatred in you, once you become a police, hey man, you got all that, and then once you go become a judge, hey man, once you go over there and become a doctor, that's how you feel. And I'm like, yeah, that's right, I'll go do that. And then they go and do it, and then you see their hate being done through the jobs in which they pick. All right, so I'm sorry for any soul that was hurt. I'm sorry for anybody that was offended by this, but that's not my intent. All right, I'm here to just set my personal point of views on it. I am the code breaker, by the way, so I had to give you other ways to look at the problem to show you there's other dynamics at play, and there's also financial gain at this point. The Asians, from watching us, would know where to get the coin from doing this, right? We still don't know. And then when we're doing politics and you let one token person get past, that politics doesn't count because the people that really need it aren't getting that same benefit. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, one of my favorite things I came up with is a healthy me is a healthy you. And the reason I say that is because if you are really in the truth, in the seat of health, it means you will be free to express yourself and be and ask of what you are worth, right? But if you are not, they can try it on me. Oh, you're not for sale? All right, maybe your brother is, the one that's down here on crack, the one that's down here that don't care about himself. Maybe he's for sale, and sure enough, he is for sale, and you can get him to do anything. All right? So, with that said, that's pretty much it in a nutshell, man. If you don't understand anything I said, feel free to use the comment. But other than that, man, you already know what to do. It's your boy, NFO Merc, signing out. Peace. One.